You see, a slogan used to intertwine with the...
Looks like tomorrow never...
There's nothing else. A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other. The scruffy-haired little boy.
Tequila sunset. Okay, so now so now it's a pirate's life for me.
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon, I can feel it. The wind is turning south. Oh? Well, how can I assist you then, officer?
Our tenant, the policeman, this is pretty much a well, and then Lillian is, I'm sure you did. Nature keeps them in rotation. A new face pops up every now and then. Over there,
Between here and Jamrock, a dusty sea.
an old military hospital and its surroundings. After the war, it was turned into a Goodwill hospital for shelter. Now the area is crisscrossed with nameless streets. And makeshift, the Goodwill ran out. The staff left and the place was shut down. It's long gone by now.
She nods, rinsing another piece of cloth.
Not much. Some things...
So, they don't hold...
No, we've tried, but things just keep happening. Crime, accidents, other things.
She's not telling you all she knows. Keep her talking.
Before you get to the church, there's some ruins. I don't know exactly. A pre-war place. Of note, the old fish market up on the... As I said,
Tequila sunset. What's... Shut up. I was once a reasonable... I developed the power. 22 full-time employee. It did. But now, one day I left.
His eyes up.
So I removed the... I was halfway done with my usual... I made my... Naturally, the situation required me to climb. Reality... So I made my way across the yard. I rang my name. People are not...
Heavy is the...
Just then. But when I Anyway, so, now you've heard my tragic tale. What do you think? Like nothing you've ever heard, huh? Tequila, I've thought about this series of events for a long...
Why didn't you go to the authorities?
Well, at one... I can't say it increased my faith in the RCM. No offense, gentlemen. This would explain... God bless them, though. I'd be...
The gnarled hawthorn tree.
Loma, you caught me at an opportune... Of course not. Tutorial.
The woman sways.
Something odd?
I've got no... Like I already told you, what you want is of no significance. Aggressive?
We've talked.
Listen.
Fuck.
So ask what you came to ask, or get back to your commanders. Get sober. Like I already told you, I'm a legal... Like I already told you, what you want is of no... Aggressive?
We've talked.
Listen.
Fuck.
So ask what you came to ask, or get back to your... Let's.
Officer, what brings you up here in the rain?
Yes, miss. I hope you don't mind.
He was
42.
He had many scars.
We were slight.
The adversary one.
All right.
Coolly, gracefully, she poured.
Sure.
Why is...
Because it's big.
Thank you for...
They say so in your tourist brochure. Look, officers, I like this place, but I don't want to become an indentured servant in a brothel and boot.
There are plenty of other reasons for hiding your documents from the...
It's also why I hid it.
Why, yes.
I'm an unpopular girl. They're the kind of hurry where you can't afford to not find your documents. But don't worry, this has nothing to do with your investigation. I would love to change the subject. It's not important. Unless I'm some kind of suspect. No, I'm not.
She doesn't seem to be overly
My colleague has an exploratory sense of humor. No.
He's thinking, I like this kind of prodding.
Okie dokie. The record.
This window is...
Hey, was there something you needed? Another thing. Why? No, fuck it. I don't want to know. I don't want to know why these degenerates...
He really doesn't like it being classier.
What's that supposed to mean? Fuck you, buddy. She's not my taste. Good thing she pays for her stuff on time.
Wow. She really isn't.
Now, was there anything else? I have like 4,000 coasters to stack. And then I need to wash dishes because it turns out I have to do that too now. Yes?
Oh, hello, sweetie. So nice to see you again. Yes, I saw it, but it's hard to say how big things are.
Not all of them. There is some white. How could she?
So she could.
That's you trying to tell us you...
I thought it was a
But I don't believe it. A child left unattended on a warm day.
You're well...
And she could get up and walk. Right.
Oh, yeah.
It's
That's...
my apology.
It's not searching for...
She's completely internal.
Of course. No. The 8-eye...
Mutate.
Until it was sighted. It happened on a botanical... The world's alone. And he was lost. Every now and then...
Eat the bird. Uva. It's the only way to survive.
Yes, or rather, hunting. The professor climbed up there with a... Then, the Tetatorn, the bird, was controlling his mind. It kept him from approaching. He could step back. Every time he stepped forward, paralysis. Uva spent 3 days trying. Absolutely, sweetie. Cryptozoology...
Modern radar telemetry.
This one I liked. Not only does it have 8 eyes, and is a living fossil, and the largest bird ever to live, it also does...
Sadly, yes. But there are numerous reports of 8-eyed bird skulls from Il Mara. And then there's the striking resemblance.
Very.
This one's very famous. Everyone knows it. People will be looking at that tie on you and thinking, that man is into cryptids. So, what else do you want to know? What an...
Of course. Oh, okay.
It's the Col de Mama d'Aqua. Its name means that is... They tried to communicate with it, and...
This lady really should be a teacher. She's really good at the explaining things thing. You have no clue because you're not a dweeb.
No, dear, but this is basic physics. Oh, sorry. They were performed so recklessly that...
Great regret washes over her.
After that, the corpuscle appears to have migrated elsewhere. There have been recordings...
Of course. A common thread in these. Disappear...
I'm glad you did, dear. When playing back recordings, the scientists...
She transforms.
They realized that they had... Sequester, time, just... What about what? Of course, dear. I hope you were able to pawn that old trinket. Oh, that's very thoughtful of you. Are you sure you don't need the money? Okay.
She really would have rather had the pin back, but she doesn't want to make you feel bad. Even the lieutenant seems happy with this turn of events.
Now, what else, sweetie?
Honorable one, you have accumulated a substantial amount of honor points on your life path. You are a man most virtuous. Oh, the modesty on this one. You are on the fast track to becoming one of the rarest, most revered of all police officers, an honor cop. Living in the name of virtue and doing noble deeds while selflessness forms the basis for the warrior code, an ageless code, as fit for nomadic Ilmaran tribes traversing the vast red plateau in Provincia Gordi. You are like a wandering knight. Are you ready to drink deep from the cup of honor? Yes, your deeds have spoken for you, honorable one. But to fully, even among the honorable, Only the most dignified honor comes from deep within you. And to truly know one's, you need to bring the thumb of your right hand, your sword hand, to your rectum and stick it in there to form the Arch of Honors. Most dishonorable are those who have known honor, carried honor. You brought much shame on your family today. Your name will forever be tarnished.
Hello, officer. I think I almost have it. Well, first of all, it's damn difficult to find, which is why we've been knee-deep. Good question. And I suspect it may have all the smile, but I cannot...
Yes, it may
Omics
seems puny to
typical. Even
would be glory.
very little. Not yet.
Just out of curiosity.
I know it's real. By which I mean, I've heard enough first-hand accounts to believe there was a credible... It's the first credible sighting in several decades. I have to resist... Parthenogenesis, meaning the females don't... Yes. Insulindian phasmid. Well, the main locust.
Inside the meat-eating stick insect, does it protect?
Thank you for your opinion. We have also...
Not a big fan of skepticism, this one.
At least, that's the locust.
Inside the meat-eating stick insect,
They'll work...
the traps do seem to be deftly and thought.
Yes. What? Okay.
Layman, you always have to prove yourself with this man, which means you have to provide the cryptids. Maybe he'll answer.
Now if me?
Be friendly.
Now the man feels embarrassed.
By all means.
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic. An old East Delta Commerce Center. This must be the name of the doomed commercial area. The bear's eyes are still.
Good question. I know. What is even...
The fridge buzzing. A friendly. The paper stills. Your flashlight. Some of the writing has faded with.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a dye? I'm sorry. I'm a bit overloaded just now, so I can only produce one dye per customer. How did I... Some of my friends were role players. I've grown crafty over the years. You'll like your dye.
Aside from getting naked, you're not sure what else to do. The building holds no more answers. The barbell waits.
Hello again, esteemed officer. Okay, but please, only a few questions.
The woman before.
Goodness, you were already doing everything is on.
She's attempting to mentally direct you.
Truth be told, not really. But you don't learn about the important things in life from fabricated stories. The truth is available if you just know where to.
She smiles and nods.
Oh yes. How?
The woman before you. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map. The north coast to the east. Hudon. It's somewhere to live. Not bad. It's so small you can't even see it. No. This is somewhere to be. This bookstore is not strictly about amidst the point of the book, and it serves wholeness. When it's up, it's your own the book. This is just mundane garbage. What's even paranatural about this? The throbbing in your head. Suddenly, as if out of nowhere, a small green book becomes apparent. The title of it reads, Medicinal Purposes of the Pearl. The book contains very little explanation on the matter. This knowledge seems to... The book contains descriptions of various pseudoscientific therapies. For example, it recommends vigorously swatting one's naked body with a venik or hand broom. Even better if you can find someone else, preferably a large man dressed in nothing but a towel, to thrash you while you're spread naked, and it is supposedly invigorating and good for the circulation. It also recommends consuming distilled spirits like vodka or whiskey that have been aged in the pearl. Readers are instructed to cover these jars in a shallow hole just inside the pearl and leave them there for 30 to 60 days, depending on, among other benefits, it is alleged to restore a damaged liver. That seems improbable. For general health and well-being, readers are encouraged to take regular strolls through the pearl. Though a sidebar cautions readers, these strolls promise to cleanse the mind of worries and the body of toxins, especially if the perambulator performs this ritual in the nude. Nudity figure. This is exactly what you need. I don't know. I don't want to be the party pooper, but this pearl territory sounds... There's an entire section devoted to cures for men who are struggling to perform their marital obligations. You close the book and return it to its place on the shelf.
Indeed. Something about that book does seem to have spoken. Well, I hope it contains what you're...
Medicinal purposes. Flipping through the book, you find a number of sections on the general benefits of the pearl. A large pharmacopoeia makes up nearly half of the book. You come across the following explanation. While modern pharmacopoeia are continually updated by so-called experts based on the results of clinical trials, finally, something to calm the angry spirit. It seems to contain descriptions of the medicinal properties of various ingredients that may be gathered from the pearl, as well as instructions for producing a variety of herbal remedies. There are a number of zeolite tonics that promise to improve your short-term memory, but nothing that speaks to your condition. What you're describing is booze. You don't need any herbs for that. There's nothing in here that speaks to hangovers directly. However, while browsing through the various descriptions, you become convinced. First, you need to choose a base ingredient. Next, you'll need to combine the base ingredient with an appropriate vehicle. Lastly, is there anything else you'd like to add? The tincture you've invented sounds intriguing, but its medicinal value is suspect, to say the least. Whoever wrote this never heard of the hair of the dog. Fuck this book. Would you like to try again? Very well. First, choose choose. Next, you'll need to combine the. Lastly, is there anything else? You've created a delicious tincture of whiskey and ginger. According to the pharmacopoeia, it shouldn't. If only you could find one of these right now and drink the shit out of it. Would you like to try? Very well. Next, you'll need to. Lastly, is that you've created a delicious tincture of whiskey and ginger. According to. If only you could find one. Would you like to? Very well. Next, you'll need to combine the. Lastly, is there anything else you'd like to add? You've created a delicious tincture of whiskey and ginger. If only. Would you like to try? Very well. Next, you'll need to combine the base ingredient with an appropriate. Lastly, is there anything? You've created a delicious tincture of whiskey. If only you could find one. Would you like to try? You close the book and find yourself very well. First, choose a base. Next, you'll need to combine the base ingredient with an appropriate vehicle. Lastly, is there anything else? You've created a delicious tincture of. If only. Would you like to try? Very well. First, next, you'll need to combine the base ingredient. Lastly, is there anything else you'd like? You've created a delicious tincture of. If only you could find one of these right now and drink the shit out of it. Would you like to try again? You close the book and find yourself staring at. Flipping through the book, you find a number of sections. Have you taken any walks through the Pearl recently? The book is frustratingly vague on this topic, but it seems that if you've walked through the Pearl, flipping through the book, have you taken any walk? And on your walks, do you stop to meditate on the good? And when you meditate, are you in the nude? Excellent. Free your body. What about your junk? Well, yeah. On your genitalia are the site of your most important artery. A note of caution, however. The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone while...
Yes, what is it?
Medicinal purposes of the pearl. Flipping through the book, you find, have you taken any walk? And on your walks, do you stop to meditate? Good. And when you meditate, nudity is the most important part. You probably can't, nor should you. Nudity is shameful. No officer of the law should ever be called sans pantalones. That feeling is the weight of very well. First, choose a base. Next, you'll need, lastly, you've created a delicious, if only you could find one of these right now and drink the shit out of it. Would you like to try again? Very well. First, choose a, next, you'll need to combine the basing. Lastly, you've created a, if only, would you like to try again? Very well. First, choose a base. Next, lastly, you've created a, if only, would you like to try? Very well. Next, you'll need to combine the base ingredient with and lastly, is there anything else? You've created a, if only you could, would you like to try again? You close the book. Flipping through you come across the, finally, it seems to contain descriptions of the medicinal properties of various ingredients that may be, there are a number of zeolite tonics that promise to improve your, the tome seems to get.
Yes, what is it?
What's on your mind?
Mister? It's
Lambie is a stuff.
Lammy usually doesn't. Bye!
Tequila Suns.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to goodness. You were already doing good, browsing everything.
She's attempting to.
Truth be told, but you don't learn about the truth is available if you.
She smiles and nods. A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of game. The display rack is. This is entirely, completely you. This bookstore is not strictly amidst the point of the book and many other various paranatural shelves full. Browsing through, suddenly a particular high speed next to that.
I really must.
She understood.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to rush.
Browsing suddenly high speed next to that.
I really must.
She understood.
I'm sorry.
Shelves filled to the brim with crime novels featuring the supposedly stalwart Vespertine detective. The worn and beaten.
We can sit on benches after we...
You can revisit the bench if you ever...
medicinal purposes. Flipping you. What you're describing is booze. There's nothing you. Would you very lastly, is there anything else you've created, and if only would you like to try? Very well. First, choose. Next, last, you've created. If only you could find one of these right now, and would you like to try? Very well. First, choose a base ingredient. Next, you'll need to. Lastly, you've created a delicious. If only would you like to try again? You close the book. Medicinal purposes of the pearl. Flipping through, you come across. Finally, it seems to. There are what you're. There are what you're. There are what you're. What you're. What. There are a number of CO-like tonics that promise to improve your short-term memory, but nothing that speaks to your. The tomes. Very well. Last, would you like to try again? You close the book, and old door.
Put your hands where I can see them.
Show me your hands. This is the pigs. Show me your hands.
Scavenged, battery-powered police lights protrude from her back. Her hand is trembling from some sort of neurodegenerate.
Madame, please drop the firearm immediately.
You shouldn't be here. Something's very wrong with her. She's completely out of control.
Failure to comply. Suspect is displaying aggression. I am the police. Don't move. Don't move. Hands on your head. Lateral vascular neck restraint. Carotid sleeper. Carotid sleeper. Critically reducing blood.
Be careful, detective. Don't do anything that might set her off.
Officer in need of assistance. Suspect alert. Get him.
Ma'am, please. We want to help you, but you need to lower that weapon.
Disturbance reported. Authorized deadly force. Sector, take the shot. Big red key. Big red key. It's the goddamn police shitbag.
As she waves her hands, you notice familiar-looking ampoules and packets sticking out of the mountain. She thinks she's a police officer. Try treating her like a police officer. A lower-ranking police officer.
Easy. Press her too hard and she...
With a swift, poorly coordinated move, the woman slams the megaphone against her.
Officer compromise. Unlawful impersonation.
Okay. She's actually more agitated now. My bad.
Confiscated.
I don't think she's on drugs. Being off drugs might actually be the problem here.
Back up. Back up. Back up. Status unconfirmed.
No. I thought...
There's a scenario unfolding in her head right now.
What's the situation, officer?
Law enforcement compromised. Impersonating a police officer. License and registration! Come in, dispatch! Sector!
She's losing it. One twitch and there will be blood.
We can't leave. A delirious civilian is pointing firearm at us. Your firearm. You need to solve this.
Here's the plan. Drop the multi-tool and immediately dart right. The noise will start, fingers locked behind her head. Knee to the face. Knee. A drop of sweat runs down your nose, and in it you see the Martinez Inlet, wrapped in the night. In the abandoned fish market, 3 figures.
Huh? My God, I think you're right.
What? This isn't police issue. Police weapons have bullets. Police gun have bullets. What is this? Why did you sell me?
Grab the gun. Right now. This might be your own...
No one ever cares anymore. Why would they treat me like...
Poor woman. We need to figure out what to do with her now.
Nobody's ever around. Nobody ever comes to visit me.
Her scratched skin is warm to the touch, but the person inside...
She's in a stupor. I've seen this before. God knows for how long. Could be days when they get like this. Honestly, I don't know. Dementia, probably. Dementia and Channel 8, and loneliness. Could be. Her hands were trembling, and she did seem uncoordinated. But what are we gonna do with her? I don't think there's any need for that. In her current... We could let Titus know. This is a perfect problem for the local peacekeepers to handle. They might even know her family. Then we can ask him once we get back to the whirling. But we have to hurry, because it's late. But I think we're done here for now. Let's head out.
Please, leave the radio on.
Reflex to what? Being left alone. She stands motionless. Just... The woman stands slumped. Is one of those things, there were narcotics in there too. You're thinking of taking them. Do. She doesn't even flinch, as you...
Oh.
It's hard to say. It's been so long since you wore it.
It's your hat.
The old woman doesn't react to your touch. You take the vial of Pyrrolidon and the bottle of She didn't consume them. She didn't look high. She confiscated them.
You're taking those.
Listen to him, for once.
Sure. I guess that's fine.
It's getting late, and it's raining.
Good night.
Tequila Suns.
You sit on the wind-worn wooden planks of the bench. Your feet ache. You sit on the wind-worn wooden planks of the bench. Your feet ache. Medicinal purposes of the pearl. You sit on the wind-worn wooden planks of the bench. Your feet ache. You sit on the wind-worn wooden planks of the bench. Your feet ache.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? This...
The aim is to gain a deeper understanding.
Ah, yes. The episode. Sounds like... But then I'm no doctor. Ask away, officer. I'll help...
All right, you're in. Begin with the first.
We're in Martinez, baby. A casual term of endearment popular among the 50-plus crowd. It's a disco holdover pay... Aren't we all... Martinez is a district of Revachol. A very small district tucked away near the industrial harbour. North of the 881, you would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. I'm not a good ambassador. I've only been here once before, as a teenager. As I told you, Martinez used to be a province, a workers' resort before the city swallowed it and the artillery did its part. Now the Reeds are the real star of the show here. The further down the coast, the wilder it gets. Revachol? Revachol is what you call, the great kind.
As if it's self-explanatory, beyond patriotism.
History detective. They built this city to resolve history. Our part in it, at least. The nations of the Occident, or migrant workers from Seminine and Ile-Marat, in the DeLorean century. 380 years ago. They say it's where the terrible questions, by that I mean, conflicts. Ideological conflicts. We are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island able to sustain up to 200 million people in the middle of the Insulindic Ocean, the world's connective tissue. It's where the money is. I think it's fair to say so. Martinez is about...
A sparkle of lights on the horizon, like
22 kilometers from the center of the world. That soldering iron is the bank of the world building. The bottom floors are...
Silence. She lowers her hand. The water, the light. There is no recognition. Only the immensity of the sea. And
we are where we are. I have no truer answer to give, unfortunately.
This is one thought you need.
Was there something else you wanted to know? I remember something about a lowdown. These are unimportant times, detective. You and I were born after the dust had settled. 1,000th of a second too late. For the big time.
The smile of a predator. No doubt what she's got in mind.
The revolution. It's quite easy. Every 100 years or so, our species gets together to decide what's next. Who gets shot in the head, and who gets the mineral rights. It's a real kerfuffle. Those would be the communists. Generally speaking, 40 million people got shot in the head during the World Revolution. But the communists... Oh, and the anarchists too. They shot them well. Did they ever? Before they got shot themselves, they shot 2 million people. Yes, the Red Deluge. Oh, lots of people. Even the king got shot in the head, or thrown beneath a horse, or drowned. Accounts differ. It was the real king abdicated and lived out a long and productive life as a venture capitalist in Grad. I prefer the term risk-averse. King Guillaume was nobody's fool. He could smell a PR disaster brewing. So he got out alive, and his nephew Fricelle. Him and tens of thousands of his wonderfully fat... Why, of course. We're talking Duke out Central. No, I would say the apes were neutral. On the other hand, maybe you're right. The liberals got the mineral rights. And by mineral rights, I mean everything. Liberals are usually middle-class people, detective. Or the remaining gentry. The beneficiaries of the... Some were rich enough to stay with the Constitution, with monarchy. Big mistake. Others bet on the revolution. They were called the Ultras, or Ultra-Liberals. They fared well. They didn't win so much as survive. We were the last ones standing when the war ended. Everyone else got shot in the head, remember?
We. She's one of them. Of course.
To foreign intervention. The coalition. Those people really took the mineral rights. The Liberals took everything that wasn't nailed to the ground. The coalition took the coalition of nations. Grad, Mesk, Vesper, Messina, Ora...
There is bitterness in her voice, tempered with understanding.
The moralists believe in keeping everything exactly the way it is. They believe in mineral, at least not in the same manner and volume as the others do. They are the long-standing provisional rulers.
The rulers of Revachol, and also...
This is their zone of control. They embolden the RCM with crumbs of the same law they took. Technically speaking, you are a moralist. An almost endearingly moralist standpoint. It must be hard to take a moderate approach to head shooting in your line of work. The turn of the century revolution? The revolution began in '02 on the Isla of Grad, though it wasn't a who, but a what. A pandemic of Zarat, a particularly virulent prion disease, which the authorities in Grad proved unable to contain. It made people overthrow their governments. Of course not. It was a highly infectious microorganism that destroyed brain tissue. The actual causes of the revolution were material. From Revachol and Grad? Not far. The world managed to cauterize itself. Mazov's government was overthrown in '08, and the coalition crushed the Revachol. Why? You and I, officer. Our lives in the zone of control.
Something tells you her life and yours are not that similar.
No doubt. But we share the same time and position on the planet's crust. That counts for more than you think. A city-state divided into free market zones under the everlasting interreg...
The clatter of typewriter keys fills the main hall of the reappropriated silk mill. Precinct 41.
The zone of control is the third incarnation of Revachol, modernity. They developed the marvels of the inter-eslary communication. Telematic milieus, radiation, colored plastics. Meanwhile, 43 years. Hard to fathom, I know. The 20s saw a decade of urban war, west of the river leveled, offshore platforms in flames. Still, it's regarded as an improvement on what came before. The 30s? Things settled down in the 30s. Revachol East transformed itself into the world's largest tax haven. With the internet... No. It was a market mirage fueled by cocaine and quantitative easing. The 40s dispelled it like a cold splash. An Isla-wide... Welcome to reality, baby. Good question. What would you have done?
No, her first.
And I asked you, past-less detective of the Citizens Militia, what in...
Here's some wisdom, lady. Say the death thing. A cold creeps up your spine.
So a quarter of humanity simply lost their minds. And how would you stop a prion, a complex folding protein, unlife, with the technology 50 years ago?
The wind stopped, a dog barks.
There is peace.
Good hygiene. Really. A very moderate solution to an extreme. When they failed to step up, Mazov and his party stepped in. In this particular case, Maybe a more robust state response might have been appropriate. Good question.
No, her first.
And you would have died, most likely.
The cold runs down your spine. She gestures toward the waters. The wind, it dog.
No, almost certain. They are. Anyway.
Not so fast. Who is she in all this? Ask her who she is. She owes you an answer.
It's a neurological disorder caused by a lack of vitamin.
She conveys it in short, cold bursts, trying not to invest too deeply in the condition of this, in case he goes down later, souring the entire portfolio.
Well, it's either bariatric surgery or long-term alcohol use.
She nods. What this boils down to is... Wait. This reality thing. She stares at you, head tilted to the side. She won't maneuver her way out of this one.
I am the vilest of the vile. A traitor. A devourer of nations. I am an ultra.
It's sharp.
An ultra-liberal. It's a type of liberal. From the revolution. It's, not the moderate kind. Haven't you heard? I am a nether creature of the Forbidden Swamp. One of those who pushed the king under a shit wagon and betrayed the revolution. I can see you thought I'd gone extinct. No sane person identifies as an ultra-liberal anymore. Not in broad daylight. You're a centrist at heart. A real moralist.
In her green eyes you see a mixture of truth and self-satire. Forgive her, but only because you like pearlescent teeth and those light green eyes.
A devil, who being of great charm and
beneath her waterproof raincoat and silk shirt is a body imbibed in numb 12 perfume. You are suddenly and intimately aware of it.
I hope so. I hope we are able to continue as friends despite my scaly bulk. And the insanity, bloodshed. When the dust settled, the liberals were the only ones left to clean up the mess. By virtue of their survival, they were handed enormous power to shape the future. This was all our last generation managed. With due respect to our overlords, the eternal caretaker government that keeps Martin...
An appropriate warning to those who'd crossed the line and pull while a gentle wind sweeps.
I would not have relinquished sovereignty to the Coalition. Not here in Martinez, and not in the Stella Maris or Delta Beachheads either. Then for my daughters, we had an obligation to defend our sovereignty. We should have burned the whole...
Dark orange flames reflect in her green eyes. An oil fire on the ocean.
Perhaps. Yes, I suppose I am. But I wouldn't be a patriot anywhere but here. Yes. Whatever else I am, I'm also a mother. And a wife. Now, shall we return to reality? A bird? A sphenicid? A flightless bird? Some sort of krill hunter? No, wait. You're an ancient Of course you're not, my dear. I'm just terrible at guessing games. Ah. This is the pier of Rue de Saint-Ghislaine, or 2. A pre-revolutionary tenement. Old buildings are called tenements, you see. And new buildings. This one used to be 8 to 10 stories tall. A real high-rise by the standards of the last century. Built mostly the urban middle class, I believe. This was once primo real estate. Splat, splat.
You could be wrong, but from here it appears as if she's running.
Wonderful. The girl in the old lady rags. Looks like a sullen and rebellious member of a teen infracult. Yes, you and I belong to the supraculture. We're common, the herd. The music on the radio, She prefers a fantasy world, an infraculture with its own dress code and vernacular. It is an illusion, I'm afraid. There is no I can't. That's how simple it is. One may dye their hair green and wear their grandma's coat all they want. Capital has the ability to subsume all critiques into itself. Even... All right. What next?
6 kilometers southwest, in the Valley of Dogs, Junior Officer Chad Tilbrook takes aim. To his left, his partner, Emil Mullins, whispers, "You heard what happened to Tequila Sunset in Martinez?" "Yes, he lost his mind," Tilbrook answers, fingers on the trigger. "Don't worry, Emil." He pulls it out slowly. "We always do."
You? You're an officer of the RCM. Preciso mundo. Nothing more nor less than the de facto law enforcement body of post-revolutionary Revachol. Yes, that means not de jure. The RCM acts in what is poetically called the twilight of international law, both at the behest of The RCM's responsibilities are defined by the Emergency, Wayfarer and Aliments Acts, 3 pieces of legislation keeping the city in a, let's be honest, laissez-faire stasis to the benefit. There's nothing basic about your role, Detective. It's true that the RCM keeps everything the way our seemingly permanent, provisional rulers like it. Yet, on the other hand, I know these people. I deal with them daily. The post-revolutionary decade was a disaster for the coalition government. Revachol in the 20s was hell, especially on the west side of the river. They called it the international zone because no nation wanted to claim responsibility. So permit me to conclude with this. Who you are to me is the police, the only legitimate law enforcement. And if those authorities drink so hard they... Nothing more nor less than the de facto law enforcement body of post-revolutionary... Yes, that means not de jure. The RCM acts in what is poetically called the twilight of international law, both at the behest of the coalition government and to its chagrin. Permit me to conclude with this. Who... And if those authorities drink so hard they need help recalling the basic terms, glad to have been of assistance. A little more lessons in basic reality? Glad to have been of assistance. What would you like to know? Good. I fear I've told... Is there anything else? Oh? Stupendous. I didn't think he'd pull through. Thank God. And indeed, Miss... Of course, Detective. You can always... What would you like to know? Good. What we do?
She nods.
Of course. Anything to help. Or he didn't. This is information that the man was killed because he assaulted last Sunday night. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Good. Then you've made progress. It's imperative that you move fast. The tribunal will not be patient. If you mean Lely, his service name, a nom de guerre, most likely. He was 40. Or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat. He was, Occidental, I think. In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it.
Must be hard to force your face to move in a new fashion. If you continue like this, you'll have an aneurysm. Then you'll have to.
They've gone to grab... They don't have...
Vigilantes. You're a professional officer of the only legitimate authority in Revachol.
That is a bad idea. One I won't. That's wise. Our goal is to... They've gone to... They don't...
Vigilantes. You're...
Somehow, I doubt that lecturing them on the... That's wise. Our goal is to avert catastrophe. Besides, you're likely to encounter them sooner or later. I have an indirect role to play. I'm absolutely... Cronell. They wear the story he was taking... Nothing. It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this it was the Union who strung him from that tree. My hope is that you provide a single concrete suspect before Cronell indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put, if you don't pin this on someone good, and do it fast, they will identify...
They would have to.
Have you ever seen a Hornet invade a beehive detective? These men work in tandem using semi- and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is as I said, a bloodbath. Too many things. All we can do is keep the little that is not from following. I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. Of course. Everard? Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood. He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone... Have you seen him? Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also... It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little The Daybard organized labor at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. Of course, officer. Of course. How else can I help?
The woman is still...
Huh? What is it?
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the There are several sitting at a desk. There are several footprints in the mud. Sitting at a desk, Lieutenant Kitsuragi fiddles with a pen, then writes something on the paper in front of him. He shouldn't be doing that. He should be here.
Descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go.
The sea's gonna calm down soon, I can feel it. Unfortunately, the factory guns are expected from time to time. People need a lesson in respect. Some went to patch gone. No. There's no... Yeah. Now before...
She really liked those muscles, though. It's in the way.
Oh? I buried my man.
This is neither a... She looks like she's ready to go.
Yes, what is it?
It's getting late, and the bed is comforting. The place feels almost like home now, quiet and dignified around you. A new life by the sea.
It's easier this time. Drifting off, your head has found a
This respite. You've earned it, brother. Bask in the dark. No, this is the one before that. We'll just keep...
Enjoy it while it...
You're welcome, Harry boy.
After centuries of darkness, the alarm rings. But what's this? You act...
Go. The scruffy-haired little boy.
Our tenant, the policeman.
It's you again. What is it? What's that, cop?
You're local law enforcement, aren't you?
Yeah. We'll send someone out. God, poor lady. Don't worry. We'll handle that.
Hey, wasn't Everett's B team looking for her the other day? They said something about...
Yeah, I think you're right, Jim.
Whatever you do, do not admit to these punks you lost your gun. You will suffer if you...
No? Well, whatever then, cop.
No. They totally said what it was.
I don't remember. I was fucking drunk.
Let me know if you figure it out back there. Now, anything else we can help you with? Auntie LaPlante, we always called her.
Marianne, amigo.
Anything else you wanted to know? Was? Like before. Just an old lady. Her kids moved away years ago. Never come.
The children kept her together.
Get wanted to be a cop, you mean? Well, she... shit.
No fucking clue. It's gotta be the crazy. Who'd want to be a pig? No, I didn't. Because I...
Yeah, cop. That's some pretty fucking dunno. She lives by the water. Shit.
Police paraphernalia doesn't just wash up on the coast, people. It's not like we dump it at night.
Station 41. A man carries a crate of rusted, unused badges. You think...
No problem, old cop man. We
Sure enough, we're the real heroes on these streets.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. 8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud. Where else have we seen a gang of men in work boots? That 1. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 46. Just like Titus was wearing in his boot, is it? They didn't even bother to change boots. Put in 2. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced. 3. Hobnailed work boot. 4. Standard work boot. Number 45. 5. Another standard work boot. Reinforced. 6. Light as air. Same make of boot. But number 41. Better late than never, detective. The whole world is dark at the 7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot. Number 46. 8. Another standard work boot. Number 44. There's an aberration in the
7 sets of tracks, right? The Hardy Boys were. That's all? Interesting.
Note to self. This would be a good A leader like Titus doesn't let one of his guys out of sight easily, especially at a time.
I'm guessing that's the skinny Hardy Boy. The one with his front teeth missing. I could still be wrong, but I'm probably not. 200. This could be the combined weight of 2 people, one carrying the other who's tied up.
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
Possibly, yes. Interesting. Let's name it the Old Soul. I wouldn't be surprised if this was the missing...
Oh, this one's easy. Way too easy. It's a driver.
With a piece of sandpaper glued to the throttle. Which means that the missing lady driver was also present at the lynching? That's it. She's the Old Soul. Now we know who's the missing 8th person at the lynching. Do you think that Hardy and his boys could also be involved in the drug operation? We should start with Titus Hardy, see what he's got to say on the matter. This might throw them off, work in our advantage. So what else? I don't know. They're about the same size. Not the same boots, no, but they could be the same person. No, these prints are pretty standard. The ones in the dust looked custom. A week, maybe? 7 days would fit the time frame provided to us by the caller.
It is not impossible.
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Havashol. 7 days below freezing. The day before...
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state.
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the... Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction.
Indeed. They all...
So far, so good. Only one thing missing.
Of course, there were 8 tracks. But there are only 7 Hardy Boys.
Mm-hmm. Which one is missing, do you think? I'm going to say it was our Old Soul. Yes. I doubt the Hardys are going to tell us much, but we should still confront them about the possible drug trade connection.
Fuck, does Kuno care? Kuno...
You see a set of tire tracks. You see a set of... Hard to say. Hard to say.
It's you again. What is it? What are you talking about, madman? There's no 8th Hardy Boy this. Or what? You want to be...
Actually, boss, we've been talking and we think...
This person Glenn wants to hire, he really respects her.
Shut the fuck up, Glenn! I do the talking here.
So let me get this straight. There is an 8th Hardy Boy. It's a she, and you...
That's right. We're not talking about this. This is a private Hardy Boys. You're not cops here. Don't go digging around if you don't want a bullet in the back.
Good. We are all watching each other. Officer, your question.
There's no point in pushing it further, he thinks. This is already a victory. We'll learn more about this 8th Hardy sooner or later.
Like hell you have. There is no local drug trade. This place is as...
We'll do that. In the meantime, did you know that there's an abandoned lorry at the intersection that was used to move raw ingredients for drugs from Terminal B to Jamrock? The person driving it was present at the hanging. It was one of you. We've connected the footprints. Detective.
No, the thunder is his. Leave it to the lieutenant.
That's a mighty interesting theory. I guess that's what you would need to do, Theo.
Yeah, man. Theoretically, that's what you would do.
You would need good, trustworthy people to take their place, of course. Hardy men to run such a monopoly. For the good of the community, of course. Boo fucking who. People will always...
Yeah, that's what the lady...
Theoretically, of course.
Not quite yet, Mr. Hardy. There were 8 sets of prints on the crime scene. There are only 7...
My answer is... fuck off. Mind your own business. There is no...
Finally, you got something out of him.
And here we go.
I know! Fatty walked on all 4s. He's so fucking... Go fuck your mom.
That's more like it, boys. You heard him. It was Angus on all 4s. Anything else you need to know?
Again.
Good one.
About fucking time.
I've got nothing to say to you. Why I am not.
You could be Liz. You could be anything. You could even be a model.
Even a mod? Glenn, I went to law school.
He's right. With a face like that, she could be on the cover of Le Debutante International.
So fucking what?
No, Glenn, they aren't. I am not.
You could be Liz.
Even a mod?
He's right. The cold look in her eyes.
I was just thinking, what a nice day for questions. Not my favorite topic, but okay. How about we, change? Sure. The record. So official. Yeah? All right.
Yes, miss. I hope you don't mind. All right.
Coolly, gracefully.
It's the cop who turned me into a bad person.
Lowman, you caught me at an opportune time. Of course not. Whatever stupid things they put in the... I quit
She says that as if something.
Then it's contraband.
She's just...
You hear...
Nothing.
He's worried.
A pilgrim.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
Race descent has only worsened since the last.
So ask what kind of race is there.
Do you?
There are 3 categories of race. Type A, the heroic races. Type B, those are the Simonese, the Areopagites, and the Occidentals. Excluding the Maun, of course. The Maun are riddled with a receding genetic pool has led the Maun on reprehensible street parades. In Maun cities like Stadskanal and you know them by the names of their nation state. The Maun are proof that you can have too much Occident. The Vespertines and Messenians of Vesper and Messina. The other large Mondial civilization, overproduction of sebum. As proven by the Maun and the Mesk, Occidental Type A is in retro. The indigenous people of this, the Insulindian archipelago, the indigenous people of this, the Areopagites are the master race of the Ilmaran. The Areopagites are sleek, long head. The latter is perfect.
Nature was not capable of more.
Type B are the unheroic races. Amorphous to an untrained eye, the Koiko appear white. Pinkness is a racial quality. The Koiko, the Count, the Vasholians, halfway between Type A and the racial Cauldron. Two makes to know right from. Types, the F, are a museum of failed chimeric experiment. Lesser races like the mosquito, a grotesque mix. The mosquito is born sterile. Then there is the Simino Koiki Chimera. Are you sure you wish? The Koiko, as you know, are very servile, especially when they meet the rich man. This will never, but enough. It is cruel. You understand nothing. To solve the great race enigma, you have to first ask You need to internalize what you have heard here today, then return to me. This clarity does not... I cannot possibly imagine what else we have. There is nothing fun. I cannot possibly imagine.
I prefer my police officers old-fashioned like that, with my. Tell me, was it difficult to convince the pigs to give it up? I knew you could handle it. I know my special policeman. I'm always happy to educate and Very nice, Harry. Is there anything else? Most certainly, Harry. Nothing brighten... Oh, they're old things.
Interesting.
They're almost work with them.
That's him allowing the police to ask his men questions.
Oh, by now, Harry...
You mean our...
A security... I'm talking everything they did there, they brought over here. They want... No, Harry, the elephant is... Now, I haven't about my... But enough about... One of them got...
By...
Harry, we got grit, Harry. There's a They're like...
So... Aren't you...
Oh, I'm not...
If he's just boasting, then it sure doesn't feel like that to you.
But of course... Also, Harry, here's 5 real. Oh, I wasn't offering it to you, just holding... By all means, Harry.
Wandering man. They're sort of...
Is he actually comparing you? The man whispers a joke.
It's you again. What is it?
Convince Titus he's being manipulated. You should know by now. Titus Hardy will never falter. Just remember, it's about more than Glacia. It's about outside, under the rising sun. Just remember, it's outside, under the rising sun. Tattered and in ruins, the windows of the cafeteria aglow with her morning light. Just remember, it's about more than glass. Outside, He'll get it. Go on.
Got it. Kill you because they don't like you. All because...
Yeah, we liked it.
It wasn't for your fucking...
They kill you because they think it's funny.
It wasn't that. It wasn't... We just...
That's it. That's the weak one.
Officer, you will be next if you don't shut up.
He's onto you. He knows what you're trying to do. Steel yourself. Push on. Just ignore Theo.
We didn't kill him. We didn't even hang him. He was dead when...
Shut up, Angus!
Fatty! Say one more thing to the cops and I'll...
Dennis, stand down, or I'll beat your head in. Theo, take your hand off. Angie, where's your goddamn inhaler?
I left it home. I can't get it.
Why are you so fucking fat, Angus? Now it's all pointless. Because of you. You waste...
Lizzie, your help is no longer needed here. Go tell Evrod.
Fine. I'll tell him. After a long walk along the coast.
What just happened between... You're in. He's all yours. Questions. He nods.
You hang the corpse to cover up the real ghost.
We're not sure. Probably a bullet.
The coroner and his assistant are wrapped in blue. Hands covered in blue gloves. Mouths covered by blue masks. Bodies by blue aprons. The coroner wipes his brow, scalpel still in his hand.
Because the girls asked us to. They were in some shit.
Did she kill him?
Cop, I have no idea. The girl says...
He doesn't think she did. Or at least he hopes she did.
Classier came down. She seemed really out of it. Drugged up, even more than usual. Bug-eyed. It looked like she'd redosed after something went down. I've seen that look before. She was scared. I knew someone... I've done this job for 10 years. I've seen it before. It's the politician in the motel room with the dead hooker scenario.
Good analogy, Bob.
You don't get to talk yet, Shanky.
That's okay with the fat man, still wheezing there. He couldn't speak if he wanted to.
We went upstairs. Sure as day the Merc was dead. And there was a bullet hole through the window. That fucking... Dear Tibbs patched the window. And the corpse. We hang. Nah, he's my brother. He's in the window replacement business. You may have noticed our girl's in some shit of her own. Yeah, she wouldn't. She's fucked if she shows up on... They're powerful. Connected to the moral intern. She's clear.
And why would you help someone like that? By taking on a murder?
Why would I? I guess we abide all sorts of runaways and losers here. It's some art. Not yet. Just some ideas. She says the shot came from outside, behind the window somewhere. So that's a clue. I'm thinking someone's past caught up with them. Either hers or his.
Hers, you mean?
I mean the people after Klausya. Maybe the shot missed. Maybe.
I like that. Been thinking the same thing myself.
My dude, One of those mercenary buddies of his could have done it. They got guns, training. Tell you what I'd do. Check out the coast for vantage points. Maybe consult with a ballistics buddy of mine. That's what I'd do. If I wasn't too busy doing this clown dance with you.
He's calm now, threw all that turmoil away, and became himself again.
In a manner of speaking, we had help from another girl. It was her idea to hang him, and I liked it, for political reasons. It sent a good message.
Fella, you think too much. He's off all right.
You're a little too far there, but you're definitely right.
That woman is just affiliated with the Hardy Boys. You don't know her, anyway.
We're Hardy Boys, and that's it. Nope, you're not getting to her. It's Klasia you want to talk to.
The lieutenant gives a smile. Only you.
Me too.
You do that. Hey, cop.
Suddenly, the wind picks up outside.
She, Klasia, came to Martinez to hide. Many of us did. This is where you wash it.
Still, after all this headache.
That's right. If we didn't take care of the people who end up here, this place would just be a couple.
We'll take that into account.
Good to see you.
Something in her demeanor has changed.
I understand. I knew there was a chance you'd get them to tell you. For what it's worth, I'm sorry for...
If you knew we would find out eventually.
Because of the Hardys. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were only trying to help me. Out of the shit I'd gotten.
Is she implying the Hardy Boys are the law?
I know that. But the people around here, they don't see it that way. And if I am to stay here, I need to get along with them. You're right. You answer to the coalition government, and by extension, the moral intern. You share a database with them. You send people to their courts. It is. They're after me. And they have friends in the moral intern.
What happens if they do?
They will kill me, sir. If you file my name, take me in for questioning, well, then I'm fucked. For nothing. This murder didn't have anything to do with me.
Here we go. For once, you seem to have her up.
It's not nice, but it's not illegal. Not here in Ravishal.
What exactly?
Industrial espionage. I joined a business collective with the intention of betraying them. I did mine with a bigger company. The kind you really, really don't
I need the names of the companies involved and who hired you.
The job was Louisdouen County Savings Bank. They sound small, but they're part of the Louis Scott conglomerate. That was the second job. As to who hired me for the job, I don't know. But they're after me too. Along with Louis Scott and their friends in the MI. Once you're done in the competitive intelligence circuit, you don't have allies. You're radioactive. It is. Many people lost their jobs. Not just C-suite. A lot of people got hurt. But that's just more of my shit you shouldn't have to deal with. You're solving a murder. We were there. Together. In bed. I'm okay. He was in a kneeling position. He had just entered me. I was on my back, looking at him. I heard the window behind me shatter, and I turned to look. There was a hole in the glass. I turned back to him. His eyes were looking through me, and his mouth was open.
A great pain moves.
I knew he was dead. Before he felt...
You were right. He did enjoy the moment of his death.
He was heavy. I pushed him off and he fell to the floor. There. He only had his boots on. I bit the pillow, not to scream, then ran downstairs. I waited for the second shot to come. For me.
She's forgotten about her cigarette. The butt has burned right...
Oh. So am I.
What time was this? When did it happen?
11:30 to 12:15. I don't know the...
It's okay. Were you inebriated?
Not as much as usual. He'd done a line, plus up.
This doesn't fit with the testimony of Titus Hardy. He said she was higher than usual.
Oh, yeah. I did one of his lines, just to clear my head.
Good thinking. Clear your head.
Did you hear or see the shooter in the course of this?
No. Nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room downstairs. I got some clothes on and crawled back up, drew the blinds. Blood was... He was still on the floor, slouched. I couldn't be there with him anymore, so I ran down and out of my room, into the hallway. Sylvie was tending the bar. A lot of people were there. The Hardys were at the table in front of the stage. I think the Union Buck. Ruby was there too. They were having such a good time. I sat down and they all welcomed me. I didn't even... Ruby.
The leader?
The Hardy Boys. Well, nominally, yes. Ruby's the one they go to when
This Ruby, in her phrasing, is entrusted with great power.
Would you say she is the 8th?
Why not?
Does she also party with Ruby, however?
No.
Still, there is something...
Well, Ruby said let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since December. They know my situation, that I can't leave a paper trail. Ruby was the first one I told. She said she'd take care of this. It's what she does, you know, take care of things. I helped her get...
To mislead you, they were tampering with the body.
To produce lividity?
Yes.
We completely missed the tampering. Looks like you got there in time. What was this?
Oops.
About 20, yes. Ruby explained it would make the blood... You know what he does. Ruby went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lely in the bathroom. I had to put his clothes back on. His armor, too. It was tough. It took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back with Titus. I'd gotten him ready by then. They carried him out. I knew what they were going to do. Ruby said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while. That we should lay low or something. I don't know. I haven't seen her since.
We will need to take this question to the Hardy Boys.
When he was shot? I may have. I don't...
The gunshot wasn't that loud. This is something to keep in mind when assessing the distance of the shot.
What? Why would I put myself through this? Insanity. Get myself cornered like he wouldn't have died if it weren't for me. I know that. But I would...
All kinds of crazy things happen when... It could have been a desire murder. Now, you guys suddenly have theories pouring out, when they're obviously just stabs in the dark.
I'm sad to hear that. They must have said it in some fit of frustration or under pressure.
She's getting scared now, of you.
I did not kill him to defend myself from rape. I told you before. That wasn't what happened. What does that mean?
Do drugs make you agree?
No. People don't take drugs to kill each other. I thought you Ravishol people would be more enlightened on this. Like what? That's the first thing that went through my head when I heard the... I thought they'd found me. They've killed him to punish me. All last week, I've tried not to talk to anyone or be seen with anyone so they wouldn't be hurt. I've come to understand, however, this is paranoia. I just don't know.
We can't go after Loose Cap. Not yet. There are other...
I don't ask you to, Lieutenant. If there's one thing I know, it's that you'll get nothing from there. Because I'm an idiot. You have to understand, the people around here, no one was making the call, and he kept throwing stones at him for 3 days. I could hear the thud.
Oh God, that was a lie too. Who made the call then? Don't be paranoid, man. It's unbecoming of a police officer, and it makes you sweat.
Last week, Angus and Titus's brother...
You should have another look at that window after this. Reconstruct the scene. It's right there. Yes, you see the glass sparkling out of the corner. She nods. So, he's thinking, or should we arrest her? She's a flight risk and she lied to you. She should be taken into custody. Who? What? Dear God, you've been lied to. She could have killed her lover and lied to everyone. She probably didn't give you her real name either. Why would she? Arrest her immediately, before she first... Take it easy. Don't overcompensate with this, see?
There may be grounds here. At least...
A little whimper. The young woman hears you. She's looking around.
I agree. You wouldn't give us your real...
Okay. Okay, it's not. You log your work every week. It's all transmitted to Common, sir. I couldn't just beg you not to enter my name. Like I lied before. Like I did at LCSB. I have to lie all the time. I'm so tired. No. It's submerged in a plastic buoy on the coast, in the reeds.
Falsified document?
Passport and visa. Given to me by my employer. I can't even...
Why would they do that?
I didn't show up to a rendezvous. They don't take that lightly. I didn't show up because I was afraid they'd...
She fears an arrest right here and now.
West of the boardwalk, in the reeds. On the coast there. I put it there when I first arrived. Haven't been there since. I'm not sure I could even find it now. It's useless.
The lieutenant makes a note.
You're welcome to it. It's in the reeds northwest of here. Past a broken sewage pipe. Right near the waterline. It's Katarzyna Alazie.
She nods. Her round eyes meet yours. They seem moist from the wind on the roof.
I am. They can never take...
Yes, they can. For lying. She nods. Her back ready for the damage. She knows...
I did. What is this? I called your... There was an older woman on the other end.
Anyone could know that, sire. By looking around...
What time did you make the call?
Thursday night. It was late.
It checks out.
What? But I haven't done anything.
Failure to fucking... That's right, gang. Stern and merciless now. Stern and merciless as we reel her in. The lieutenant produces a pair of handcuffs.
Please, no.
But there's nowhere to go. A two-story drop to the plaza. Fragile.
I think I know who did it. I know who shot Leslie. You know it wasn't me. Why would I do it? I have no motive.
She's silent for a second, as if looking into hearing.
She has this thing for me. Ever since I met her and the boys downstairs.
What she's saying is... sex.
And more. I made the mistake of confiding in her. I told her I was on the run. When I started spending time with Lely, she told me to end it. Said there would be shit if...
Wait. Everyone, just wait. What is this? Derail this whole thing immediately.
Yes.
I do not. What exactly about your relationship with this person made you think she's romantic?
She said she's in love with me. She even asked me to run away with her when...
And you led her on?
A little. I was flattered, you know? But then I had to let her off, and it was not easy. I came to regret being friendly with her.
Yes, but what was their relationship outside this unequal power dynamic?
We spent a lot of time together, listening to the radio and...
What was that question about? It also has startlingly little to do with arresting her, you suddenly realize.
This is just an...
I know what it sounds like. That's why I didn't want to tell you before. Somehow, she knew Lely was dead. She wasn't surprised at all. When we came up here, she was calm as a stone. She came over one night, drunk, said she'd turn my life into a... And she's a pro. She must be, to keep the Hardys in line. I tried severing ties with her after that. I thought...
Some of that fear is still with her. What are you talking about? She's afraid...
You said there was a secret route there, right? She could have come up through there, then taken the shot, right here, where I stand. It was too dark outside. I wouldn't have seen her.
Then slipped back downstairs without anyone knowing.
Interesting theory. Did she know that door exists?
Yes. She's been up here many times. She used to come to drink on the roof when, The people. My bed is right next to... She would have seen us.
You mean to suggest she made it?
No. No. Why would she do that to herself?
She's not really sure. It was right above the bed. Don't let your imagination run wild here, sire. Keep it on track. Okay, arrest. Why? She told us, don't arrest her. Push her a bit more, but then let her off. She's stuck here. She's already in prison. Look around. She's only trying to help you. Her. Stop letting her distract you.
Thank you.
Something tells you will. She nods.
Okay.
You are. This is not the end of...
Lies.
Yes, we demand she be punished. She slowly...